Welcome back. This episode is going to be on housing. I'm going to show you about the housing system, the different houses you can get. We'll talk about how difficult they are to get, where they're located. So let's take a look. I'm currently inside of a house, and this is one that you can buy with in-game gold. Every house in ESO has, there obviously some way to get them. Some you have to buy with crowns, which is the in-game currency you buy with actual money. Others you can buy with in-game gold. But I want to show you what you can do with the house. And I want to mention that there are some things you can get through the scrying minigame that comes with the Western Skyrim zone. And I'll try to point out some of the scrying finds in here. So that little blue thing, scrying. These are provisioning stations. You can actually have your own crafting stations, just like um, where you would find in other parts of the game. So there's enchanting, jewelry, blacksmith. So you can actually get these in game to put in your house. You don't have to buy it with actual money. Um, More scrying, that's a big tomb from scrying. That a lot of the items, in fact, most of the items you can get for a house, you can actually purchase them from a guild trader, or you can make them yourself at a crafting station, or you might just find them in the world. So let me go back. She's not a crafter, so she's not going to have any that she can make. But if you look at the top at any crafting station on the far right, like for woodworking, it uses blueprints. So you'll find blueprints like you would find a recipe or any other consumable to be able to later make an item. There's patterns, and the alchemy also has some things you'll find them. Again, she doesn't. She's not a crafter, so she doesn't have any. But that's how you actually make things in game. If you find enough items, and if you find the blueprints, which we'll go to a guild trader, and I'll show you how to find those. But this is one house that is actually in the starter zone. So this is something you can buy in game. A scrying find, and some of them can be kind of cool. This big gate is a scrying find. This you actually purchase in game. Look at that. That's a big fountain, and they're not that expensive. And there are even smaller fountains, which I'm not sure if I have it in this house. This is a scrying find. That's an eyelid light well. And this is a ceremonial pool from Southern Elsewhere. I love this one. That's like an astrolabe, an animated astrolabe. So those three are scrying finds, but the table from just make it. You make it at a crafting station or just buy it. But let me go to another house. I'm going to show you how it works, how the housing system works. And I believe, I think it's Bancora then. Yep, it's that guy. Let's go take a visit. And by the way, you can travel to the outside, which makes them almost like a fast travel point, or you can travel inside. So there is an whole there's an interface. There are way too many interfaces in the game. A housing interface, which you bring up with keyboard. It's the F5 key. So this is a little starter house. And before I show you the interface, let's take a quick look. These are all furnishings. See those? Those are all furnishings that I put in the house, including the paintings, including the bed, including the torches. I think you get a couple basic torches when you get the house. So F5 key for the interface, and now you can see I can pick things up. So all of these are individual pieces for a house. If you can't highlight it, then it basically is part of the house that you can't do anything with. I'm gonna go to browse, say hit R, and it brings up another interface. And here's where you can do things like you can set up permissions. In fact, if you are in a guild or if you decide to start a guild, you can allow entire guilds into your residence. And this is how they do guild houses for for player guilds. I was talking with somebody earlier actually who plays another MMO. He said, yeah, houses are really hard to find. You can get a room in an inn, but that's it. And you have to pay rent. There's no rent in ESO. You cannot lose your house ever. Um, no one's going to take it away from you. So you buy it once and it's shared account wide. All of your characters can access your house whenever they want, even from level one. There's no requirements. So if you can get a house, then that'll be great. You do get a room in an inn. Let me show you the ones I have. You will get for free a room in an inn as you level up in the zone that your character picked for their alliance. So, for example, I picked Outmarried Dominion, so I got a free room in Vocal Guard. So, but you might get one in Mournhold or in another city, all depending. But you can buy those rooms really cheap, and they're only like a couple thousand gold to get a room in an inn. So, um, but this shows you all the houses that I have on this account, um, and you can travel into them at any time. You don't have to be at a travel shrine. You don't have to be anywhere to travel into your own house. So, and it costs you nothing. So back to the interface, it's got a few. You can even buy if you have crowns. You can even buy things in here, which you don't have to. Again, I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Um, Guild traders. So you can put a lot of things in here, but notice there are limits. This is a pretty small house, so I can have two special collectibles, five collectible furnishings, two special furnishings, and a total of like 100 um, total items. So, but this is how I wound up putting the little jackal and the cat. Can you see them? Those are a couple of my pets. So I was able to put two in there, and I'm limited to two because this is a small house. But the way that you move things, and I'm going to try not to mess my house up too much. There's the fox totem. In fact, he needs rotated. So look at the bottom with the colored squares. What I can do is rotate him around, and you can do like in three directions. You can rotate, then you can move. You can move them and put them anywhere. Um, and they fixed it so you can't glitch them into the ground or the floor anymore. So it's actually quite simple to get things um, to move around in the house. If I had something, and you can put furnishings in your bank, you can put furnishings in your trunk, and they will show up in this interface. Like I have a tapestry that I haven't done anything with yet. Once you use it, it will move out of the interface, but you can go pick it up, and if you um, if you put it away, let's see, where's there it is. Right, so if I pick something up, see the bottom left, it says R, put away. You can put it away and it puts it back into your inventory, which you can then put in a trunk. And in your inventory, it shows up under a tab with furnishings. So these are the ones I can actually place. They're actually in my backpack right now. So, all right, so I'm going to travel. Let's see. There's a house in, for those of you who like the offline game Skyrim, let's go take a look at this one. They actually gave this house away for free. Um, in fact, I don't think you can buy it now. there was an event when the Skyrim section chapter came out, and at the end of that event, they actually gave everybody this house. All right, so this was meant originally to be for people who did a lot of scrying. It was a place to put their little finds and stuff. Again, a lot more scrying finds here. That that window, that stained glass window, that was a scrying find. That guy's a scrying find. By the way, you can put your storage trunks in your houses, and this is a bigger house, so I've got a lot more room to work with. You can also put things that you get from just playing the game. Those two gold busts are from doing veteran level dungeons, and these will show up in the interface. See, these are all, you see the preview there? These are like the heads of the the heads of the enemies that you killed at the end, and you can put them on the wall, like inside or outside the house. So that's where these come from. That's a scrying find, the big mammoth head. You can actually get above the um, waterfall, and you can even cliff jump and swim. So it's kind of a cool little house to have. But again, they don't really sell it anymore. There is one. They do get really crazy with the houses. They really do. Um, Over the top. There's a couple I want to show you that are just kind of interesting. Let's see if I can get into them. You can do, if you're looking on a map at a house, yeah, we can actually do that. See how that's shaded out? That means it's not available for purchase. I'm gonna have to get a little closer to a travel shrine. Actually, I don't think, I think I'm just gonna do it. When you travel without a shrine, it charges you a little bit of gold, usually like 120 or something like that. But if you travel frequently or have traveled, then it actually charges you. I'll show you the tick down on it. See that shrine, how the gold is 735, 33, 32. That's what they do. They charge you a little more. But I'm going to go ahead and pay it because I want to get out there. These are in a DLC area. The houses are not yet complete because they're new. Um, but you can walk in and check them out. And there's two I want to show you. But they all work the same way. You get the items, and then you go to the interface and you place them from there. Or if you want to put them away, you go to the interface and you grab them. And so we're going to do I think it's this one. Yeah, this is an interesting house. So your entire house is a ship that you are on outside the city, and I believe it never stops. It's just like always in motion. You see it moving? And then it would have a below deck where you can go to set up your quarters. And you're literally on the water moving past the shore the entire time, which is kind of cool. So let's see, how did I? All right, we're gonna leave. And then there's another one that they must have had a long time ago. I've checked over and over, and it's never for sale. But we're gonna have to go check it out. This is on a little island called Beckneath. It's an orc island. So let's go to Beckneath. But they have houses that are like proposed houses where one's supposed to be a lighthouse. There's another one here that is an entire wooded arboretum. So on to Beckneath, and it's not too far from the shore or the travel shrine. This one's really interesting. And you can preview any house in the game. Even if you don't own it, you can preview it. So it's one of the fun things to do to check out what they offer. So this one is actually underwater, or the way you get there's underwater. And when you're in preview mode, by the way, they added that you can see the items that are in, like if you want to make them for yourself. So that one is a Natick Brazier Cold Flame, and that's what we're after this house. We're going to go to a guild trader, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's how you go in. Look at that. Then once you get in, you suddenly realize that you're underwater, and that it has room. This thing is really just huge. So it's basically you're living in an aquarium. Yeah, you're under the water here. And then I think you can swim in there. It's just some really interesting houses, big mansions too. And you can preview those. Again, it's under collections, then the uh, third tab over housing. So I'm going to go back to, I guess I will show you how being able to use a house. This is a room in an inn. Um, Actually, that's the wrong one. It's the Barbed Hook room. This is in Skywatch, which is a good place to check out traders. And I'm going to use that just a quick travel there. It's in the back of the city. So I'll talk at different points about being able to buy things from different merchants and also from guild traders. Guild traders are not stores that are just for those guild members. That is something I've seen people misunderstand, and I know I kind of misunderstood before. It's their public store. A guild is able to sell their items to the public, and there's a whole elaborate thing as to how they get those every week. But you can shop at a guild trader for anything. You can shop at any guild trader. I encourage you to try them out. In fact, you can shop around. And when we talk about, making gold, we'll talk about Tamarill Trade Center and stuff like that. But these are traders. Look at the nameplate that's above them. So her guild is here, called Here to Help. That guild is the Obsidian Syndicate. That guild is Divine Design Alliance, and then Tazzy Devils, and then there's one more here. And you'll find guild traders in any major city. In fact, you'll sometimes find them in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to just see if they have furnishing. So when you go to a guild trader, you start to chat with them, and then you get this interface. And you can search by name, or you can search by category. So this will show all the weapons that this guild has. They also you can sort it by different things, like by weapon traits, by level, enchantments. You can also sort it by, I'm sorry, right there at the, you can sort it by price. You can sort it by item. You can sort by a lot of things, you know. Uh, but to find furnishings, down here it says furnishings right there. So let's see what they're selling, where you could put these. You can't preview them, unfortunately, but you can see what they have. So there's a bookcase, there's a goblet, meditation ring. It shows you all those. And when you buy these, you have to have the gold in your inventory, in your backpack. And after you buy them, it will send it to you in your email. You get it under system alerts or system mail. So it comes directly to you. It's usually pretty quick. If you don't get the email right away, travel to a different zone. Mail gets kind of stuck sometimes, but or so this is where you get furnishings. You can even buy the crafting stations. Well, I have to search. So make sure you change when you change. You have to hit the R key for search. There's even target dummies in the game. Lighting. No lighting, huh? Let's see. When you go to the next trader, it keeps the what you were looking at open. So this one has a couple lamps. Wow, not many furnishings of that one. Again, these are in major cities. You can browse dozens of them to try to find exactly what you need for a house. And I would shop around too, because the prices can vary quite a bit. So very quickly, that is ESO's housing system. Again, you can see and preview all the houses right in the interface. You can walk into them, you can look around, and it will show you how much it cost. I think the F5 key, or when you first walk in, it'll give you a prompt for purchase options, and then it'll show you what it'll cost. Again, a lot of these you can get with in-game gold, but some of them, like the real elaborate ones, are reserved for crowns only. So, thank you, and I look forward to the next one.